Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and today I'm going to give you another great workout we can do in your home. And we're not going to use that much equipment actually. I've got a mat here. Sometimes I use a mat, sometimes I don't, but we're going to do some things on the floor with body weight, and we're going to use one set of dumbbells, so maybe a little bit lighter. We're going to do some lateral raises, so a little bit lighter for those shoulders probably. And then the same weight for the next exercise. So you'll need a tube, a ball, and a set of dumbbells, and that's it. So make sure you come into these workouts ready and warmed up so that your heart rate is ready and your muscles are ready to work, your blood flow is flowing properly, and you're ready to move. Okay, we're gonna start with push-ups today. It's been a little while since we've done some. And remember, you can always do them on an elevated surface. You can do them on your knees. You can alternate, you can start on your toes and drop to your knees. We're gonna go ahead and try 10. If you want to, of course, you can do more. And of course, if you can't quite do 10 and you wanna try it at your next highest level, then try 4 or 5, and that's great. And then you can drop down into the next level. So importantly, just to review, you want your hands directly beneath your shoulders. You can turn your hands whichever way is comfortable. If you want to use dumbbells or a rolled up towel to help with your hands, there's lots of ways you can kind of compensate for that. And then you can keep your feet really close together, or you can have them a little bit wider, and that's okay. So we're going to do 10. Remember to engage your core. Really think about pulling up with your core as you come up. Now remember, like I said, if you're feeling like, okay, that's all I can do, and you want to drop to your knees for the rest of it, that's okay. Finish out that set. Just keep moving. And I think that's 10. Okay, good. So push-ups to start. And then we're going to come up onto our feet. And we're going to do, oops, I gotta raise up my camera here. A side lunge into a knee up. So when you do a side lunge, there we go. First, we could just start with leaving our feet in this wide position. Do a little bit of a nut lunge, knee up. So this is kind of what we want this knee to bend, this knee to stay straight. So you can do it in a small range of motion. You can do this near a wall or something, so you have a little bit of stability, or even a kitchen chair or something. But if you're ready, let's try a lunge, knee up. So I like to bring that same arm forward that I am out over, and then bring my opposite arm up. So that helps with your balance. Similar to walking, your arms help with your balance. We're gonna do all one side. Remember, you can make this a smaller range of motion. Good, okay, importantly, remember you're sitting back in your hips. Those hips are moving backwards for that lunge. This knee is staying straight now, and I'm going to lunge out with this hand. So this arm is going to come forward, and then this arm. So it's just, your arms are helping keep you balanced, sitting back over that heel. Keep breathing. If this is, like I said, if this is really challenging for you, you can do it in a smaller range of motion. If it's too much to come up, then you can also just kind of lunge over and come back up like this. So just a small range of motion. A little bit, and then the other side would look like this. So you're just kind of going into that hip hinge a little bit, bending that knee, keeping it within your limits. Okay, great. Now we're going to lower back down to the floor. And we're going to do a double knee lift, but we're going to add your arms. So we've done this before. On your back, importantly, remember you want your feet flat. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay, feet flat on the ground. and then your back flat as well. So a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt, really bracing that TA, really engaging that core. So you're going to put your hand overhead, and your knee, you're going to bring your knees towards your hands. So just like this. Now, when your legs start to go down, don't let your arms, don't let your back arch. So if that's all too much, just work on your knees. But we can add those arms for a little bit of extra core. And then also, if you want to try it a little bit more challenging, if you know you don't have back pain and this isn't going to hurt your back, you can start to straighten your legs a little more too. Breathe. It's really important not to hold your breath with these. So I like to take a breath here and then blow out on that exertion. And remember, you can keep it nice and tight, which will be easier on your back and easier on your core altogether. You can choose, kind of choose your own adventure there. Choose your length. You can keep those knees nice and tight, or you can lengthen them out and see if that feels good, gives you a little extra challenge without affecting that back. Okay, good. Now we're going to stand back up again. So if you notice today we're going up and down and up and down. So make sure you stand up with proper form. And we're going to come up and grab those dumbbells that I talked about. And we're going to do a lateral raise. I would like for you to try this on one foot. If that is just too much and you know it to begin with, you can try a tandem stance or even a little bit of a staggered stance. But I want to try, really altering that base of support, making it challenging. So 1 foot if you can, and slowly bring those arms out to the side. Now, I am not going any higher than the height of my shoulders. I'm kind of stopping right before the height of my shoulders. 5. Remember to switch legs for the second time you do this. But try to challenge yourself if you can and stay on 1 foot for this entire set. 3 more. Nice and slowly, both directions. Really engage that core. Your core is going to need to work a lot to keep you stable in this exercise. As those weights move out from your center, your core really has to engage to pull you in and keep you centered, especially when you're standing on 1 foot. Okay, now we're going to use those same weights, and we're going to do a bridge on the ball, and we're going to do windmills, which we've done in the past, but I'm going to explain it again just to make sure. So you're going to sit on the ball. It's easiest if you just kind of keep your weights on your thighs like this. We'll walk out to a position where your head and shoulders are comfortable on the ball. Press the weights overhead, and then we're going to windmill or scissors the weights. Think about squeezing those glutes to keep your hips up. We don't want them down here. We want to keep those hips up. Keep your weight through your heels in your feet. Now, if you're having any shoulder pain, you can keep these a little bit more bent or switch and get a lighter weight. But you can do this with your arms, your elbows a little bit more bent. That's okay. Helps take a little bit of that long lever off. If you don't have a ball, you can do this on the floor. Same position. You can do it with the bridge or without the bridge. You can just do it on your back. And then I want you to do 10 on each side. All right, good. Then just bring those weights back down to your core. Slowly walk yourself back up. And then make sure you're not lightheaded or anything before you stand up. Okay, I'm going to set my weights down. And we've got one more to do. So we're going to use a tube now. I've got mine wrapped around my doorway over here. So I've got mine doubled up. Depending on your strength of tube or band that you have, you can decide, I think, all right. how you want to do that. I'm going to have you start with, okay, this is where the band is slack. I'm not putting any pull on it yet. And I'm going to have you pull it all the way across. So a side twist. So we're going to go 10 times in one direction. Now notice that I've got my hips back a little, my knees bent. This is good. This is a good athletic ready stance, right? So I'm ready to move. I'm ready to do some sort of athletic mobility or movement. You never want to do anything like this. It's really hard. It's more likely that you can injure yourself. You really want all of your muscles to be able to support and engage and keep you moving as a fluid motion. All right, good. Now we're just going to turn around. So grab that tube the other direction. Good athletic stance. My feet are nice and wide. Hips go back a little bit. My knees are bent. My core is engaged. So that's athletic ready stance. Hips back, knees bent, core engaged, ready to move. So if you're having a hard time finding that core engagement, another way to envision it is if you're going to get punched in the gut. So if you were to brace for that, if you knew you were going to get punched in the gut for some reason, and you would brace. So that's what you're looking for, is when you're doing that athletic ready stance. Okay, so we're going to start with the band over here and twist all the way across. Keep breathing. 4, 5, 6. We're just going horizontal right across the midline of your body with this one. 9 and 10. Okay, great. Now with that, you know, there's a lot of variability in tubes and tube length and tube strength and size and all that. So if you find that you need to double up or triple up, or maybe if you have a really strong one, you want to just have it one length, depending on what you've got going, just make that band work for you. Okay, I've got a little light bulb or something going out. Okay, anyway, that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you follow this up with at least a couple more times through so that you can add some extra cardio if you want an extra workout, and then follow with your stretches at the end. Thanks everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. Keep moving.